What if I told you you had the ability to fly to Europe for $12 or fly your family to Disney for almost nothing, or sit in a lie flat business class seat you never thought you'd afford? It has nothing to do with being rich. It has nothing to do with traveling constantly, and it definitely has nothing to do with being a travel hacker. It comes down to one thing: understanding how credit card points and miles actually work. And today, in our very first episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to start your journey from clueless to confident in the world of travel rewards. Let's get into it. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the very first episode of The Points Rookie, the podcast that takes you from clueless to confident in the miles and points world. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that you're here. Launching this show feels surreal, and I'm so honored that you've taken the time to listen. If you've ever looked at travel rewards and thought, I don't understand this. This seems really complicated, or there's so much information out there, I don't even know where to start, you are exactly who this show is for. Each episode, we'll break down strategies, tools, and insider tips that help beginners earn smarter, redeem better, and unlock travel experiences you never thought were possible, all without breaking the bank. Before we dive in, a quick request. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe. Leave me a comment and a review, and share it with a friend. Your support is really what's going to keep this going. Most podcasts don't make it past episode 3. Not us. We're going to go well beyond that. All right, let's start with the big picture. Travel is expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Let me share what's possible. A friend of mine recently flew from the East Coast to London in business class. That's the kind of seat where you're laying flat, sipping champagne, and you're actually sleeping on the plane. The cash price for a ticket like that? Almost $5,000. She didn't pay $5,000. She used 60,000 points and about $12 in taxes. That's less than most credit card sign-up bonuses. And she got an experience most people assume is only for the wealthy. Or let's think about a family of 4 going to Disney. A trip so many parents dream about, but the price tag feels overwhelming. Flights alone can be $2,000 or more, and that's before you even think about hotels and food, and don't think about those park tickets. They get more expensive every single year. Now imagine this instead. You're walking down Main Street with your kiddos, and you're watching their faces light up when they approach the castle. You're taking photos that you're going to look back on for the rest of your life. And those flights that should have cost $2,000, you booked them almost entirely with points. That's the magic of this game. Turning a trip you thought you'd have to save for years into a memory you get to make right now. Or maybe you're someone who wants to create memories with your family, but you don't want to go to Disney. The kind of memories that your family will talk about for the rest of their lives. But every time you look at flight prices, hotel prices, rental cars, food, it feels next to impossible. But imagine this instead. You're taking your family to Hawaii. You're watching them run into the ocean for the first time. And you're sitting on the beach thinking, we never could have afforded this trip without points. That's the power of this game. It turns maybe someday into we're doing this. Or maybe it's not about kids at all. Maybe it's about you and your spouse finally taking that trip you've been talking about for years. Imagine surprising them with a long weekend in Paris or a beach getaway to the Caribbean, not because you splurged, but because you used points. Picture this. You're sitting together on a rooftop restaurant and you're watching the sun set over the city. You're laughing, relaxing, and reconnecting. And for the first time in a long time, life feels slow and magical. And the flights that should have cost you thousands, that's right, covered with points. That's what this game can do. It creates memories that you'll both remember forever. Okay, so let's answer the question, because those examples really do sound magical. Who is the Points and Miles game really for? Think about these questions and answer yes or no. Do you spend money each month? Do you like to travel or want to travel more? Or do you want to upgrade how you travel? Do you want to save money on flights or hotels? Do you want to create memories with your family without draining your bank account? If you said yes to any of these, this game is for you. So if you spend money on groceries, gas, internet, streaming services, insurance, cell phones, you already have the fuel to earn points. But there are few people who should wait. If you're rebuilding your credit, or if you're carrying a lot of high-interest debt, or if you struggle with overspending, it's okay to pause. Credit cards are powerful tools, but only if you can pay your balance in full every month. If you can't, let's focus on financial stability first. The points game will still be there when you're ready. So what credit score do you need to start? Most banks want to see a good to excellent credit score, usually around 670 to the low 700s. You do not need to have a perfect credit score. If you're around 700 or above, you're in great shape. If you're below that, you can still play, but you may want to build your credit first and get it a bit stronger. One of my friends in the points world had to wait. He was starting a business, carrying debt, and he needed to stabilize first. But today, he travels the world using points, and he goes to places most of us only dream about or that we see online. This is a long-term game. The points will be there when you are ready. So I believe that your goals will shape your entire strategy. Do you want luxury international travel? Think New York to Milan in business class, $4,000 cash or 75,000 points. Do you want family travel? Hawaii, Disney, national parks? Do you want to save money on weddings, work trips, or visiting family? Once you know your goal, you can build an earning strategy around it. Okay, let's slow down for a second and answer another question that's at the center of this entire game. What in the world are points and miles? Because if you're brand new to this, just like I was, it can feel like everyone else is speaking a different language. But once you understand this part, trust me, everything else starts to click. So here's the simplest way to think about this. Points and miles are just a type of currency. They're not dollars, they're not cash, but they're a loyalty currency that airlines, hotels, and banks give you when you spend money with them. And just like dollars, you can use these currencies to buy things like flights, hotels, upgrades, even entire vacations. There are three main types of points and miles, and each one works a little differently. So let's break them down. First, let's talk about airline miles. Airline miles are tied to a specific airline's loyalty program. So if you earn Delta Sky miles, these miles live inside Delta's program. But if you earn United miles, they stay with United. Same with American Airlines, Southwest, JetBlue, all of them. You earn airline miles when you either fly with that airline or use one of their co-branded credit cards or make purchases with their partners. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Airline miles are stuck where you earn them. If you earn Delta miles, you can't move them to United. And if you earn American miles, guess what? You can't move those to Southwest. That means you're locked into whatever prices that airline charges. And sometimes those prices are, let's just say, they're not great. This is why airline miles can be useful, but they're not where beginners should start. Okay, let's look at the second type of point, hotel points. Hotel points work the same way. They're tied to a specific hotel chain. So Hilton stays at Hilton, Hyatt stays at Hyatt, Marriott stays at Marriott, and you earn them through hotel stays or hotel credit cards. But again, once you earn them, you're locked in. So if you have 80,000 Hilton points, but the Hyatt that you really want to stay at in Hawaii is a better deal, too bad. You can't move your Hilton points to Hyatt. Hotel points can be valuable, but they're limited. And that's why, my friends, the third category, the one that we're going to talk about, is the real game changer, and that is transferable points, the secret sauce. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Transferable points are the Swiss Army knife of the points and miles world. They come from banks: Chase, American Express, Capital One, Citi, Wells Fargo, and others. These points are incredibly powerful because you're not locked into one airline or one hotel chain. Instead, you earn points with the bank, and then you decide where you want to send them. You can transfer them to dozens of airline and hotel partners, but only when you're ready to book. That means you can compare prices across multiple airlines and choose the best and cheapest option for you. It means you can avoid bad deals. It means you can protect yourself from sudden price increases. Transferable points give you flexibility, and flexibility is everything in this game. Let me give you a quick example. If Delta wants 240,000 miles for a flight to Europe, but Virgin Atlantic wants 47,500 for the exact same seat, transferable points let you choose the cheaper option. Same plane, same seat, same day, a fraction of the cost. That's why transferable points are the foundation of everything we're going to talk about on this podcast. Once you understand these three types of points, the airline miles, the hotel points, and the transferable points, you can start to see the whole picture. Airline miles are good. Hotel points are good. But transferable points are where beginners should start because it gives you the most options, the most value, and the most control. And that's exactly what we want as we go from clueless to confident. All right, now we're getting to the heart of this whole game. The reason people are able to fly business class for the price of a sandwich, the reason families can take bucket list trips without draining their savings, and the reason beginners can win big without being experts. Let's talk a little bit more about why transferable points are king. Transferable points are the most powerful currency in the travel rewards world because they give you something airline miles and hotel points never will: choice, flexibility, and control. When you earn airline miles, you're stuck with that airline. And when you earn hotel points, you're stuck with that hotel chain. But when you earn transferable points, you're not stuck anywhere. You get to decide where your points go. And that changes everything. Reason number one, you can choose the cheapest price. Let me show you how powerful this really is. Imagine again that you want to fly to London. Delta is going to charge that 240,000 miles. United's going to charge 70,000 and Air Canada is going to charge you 60, and Virgin Atlantic again might only charge you 47,500. Once again, everybody, this is the same plane, the same seat on the same day. 4 completely different prices. But if you only have Delta miles, you're stuck paying Delta's prices. But if you have transferable points, you get to choose the option. That's like walking into a store, seeing the same TV priced at $2,400, $700, $600, and then $475, and you get to pick whichever price you want. That's the power of flexibility. Reason number 2, transferable points are so powerful. You have access to dozens of partners. Each bank has its own list of airlines and hotel partners, and these lists are huge. Chase has partners like United, Air Canada, Hyatt, and British Airways. American Express has Delta partners, Air France, ANA, and Marriott. Capital One and Citi have their own long lists too. But when you earn these transferable points, you're not earning points for one program. You're earning points for dozens of programs at once. It's like having a universal key that unlocks almost every door in the travel world. Reason number 3, you can find sweet spots. A sweet spot is when one airline charges way fewer miles for the exact same flight than the airline actually operating it. So similar to the example I shared before, Delta might charge 55,000 to 90,000 miles for a one-way flight from Atlanta to Hawaii. But Virgin Atlantic, their partner, might charge 30,000 for the same seat. As we said before, if you have Delta miles, you're stuck paying Delta's prices. But if you have transferable points, you can transfer those to Virgin Atlantic and save tens of thousands of miles. This is how families fly to Hawaii for 150,000 points instead of 450,000 points. This is how beginners get outsized value without being experts. Sweet spots are where the magic happens, and transferable points are the only way to access them. Reason number 4 that transferable points are so valuable. They protect you from devaluations. Airlines and hotels can raise their award prices whenever they want, and they do. Hilton has increased their top award prices multiple times in the last year. Delta has raised prices on some of their routes dramatically. Marriott has done it too. If all of your points are locked into one program, you're stuck when they raise prices. But if you have transferable points, you have more protection. If Delta raises prices, you can transfer to Air France. If Marriott devalues greatly, guess what? You can transfer to Hyatt. If one program gets worse, you simply choose another. Transferable points give you options, and options, well, they're everything. Reason number 5, you only transfer when you're ready. This is one of the biggest advantages. Your points stay safe in your bank account until the moment you're ready to book. You don't have to commit early, and you don't have to guess, and you don't have to hope you pick the right program. You search for the best deal, you find the cheapest partner, and then you transfer. It's like shopping around before you spend your money, instead of being forced to buy from the first store that you walk into. So why does this really matter for beginners? If you remember nothing else from this episode, remember this. Transferable points give you the most value, the most flexibility, and the most control. They're the foundation of everything we're going to talk about on this podcast. They're how beginners get big wins fast. And they're the reason you can take the trips you've always dreamed of without paying the price you've always feared. This is why transferable points are king. All right. I do want to talk about some rookie mistakes, and I've made a few of these. So I hope you find these helpful and you can avoid them, unlike me. Rookie mistake number 1, jumping on the first big bonus you see. Once you start learning about points and miles, you're going to notice something. Credit card offers will suddenly be everywhere. They'll be in your mailbox, your Instagram feed, your email, your TV, your cousin's Facebook page. It's like the universe knows you're listening to this podcast. But here's the trap. Most of those flashy offers are airline only or hotel only cards. And remember what we talked about earlier. Those lock you into one program. No flexibility, no choice, no ability to shop around for the best deal. Just today, I had 5 credit card offers in my mailbox. 4 of them were for non-transferable points. And if I didn't know better, I might have jumped on one of them. But we're not doing that. We're starting with transferable points. Chase, Amex, Capital One, Citi, Bilt, because that's where the real value is. Rookie mistake number 2. Applying for too many cards too quickly. This one gets a lot of beginners, and I'll be honest, I was guilty of it too. You learn about points and miles, you see all these bonuses, and suddenly you're thinking, why not apply for 3 cards this month? I can earn all the points. It can temporarily hurt your credit. You might hit bank rules like Chase's 524, which is basically 5 credit cards open in 24 months. That will prevent you from getting approved for future Chase cards. You spread your spending too thin. You risk missing minimum spend requirements. You end up with points scattered across too many ecosystems. This game is not about speed. It is about strategy. We're going to build slowly, intentionally, and build with a plan. All right, mistake number 3, paying interest. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you spend $2,000 to earn a sign-up bonus, but then you pay $180 in interest. You're not winning. You're losing value. Travel rewards cards have high interest rates. They're only powerful if you pay your balance in full every month. So here's our rule. If you can't pay it off in full, you don't swipe it. This game is about earning free travel, not paying banks more money. Rookie mistake number 4, scattering points across too many programs. Another common mistake is earning a little bit of everything. 10,000 Delta miles, 8,000 Hilton, 5,000 Marriott, and none of it adds up to anything meaningful. It's like trying to save money by putting $5 in 10 different piggy banks. If you know what piggy banks are, that is. You never get enough in one place to actually use it. So what are we going to do instead? We're going to focus on one ecosystem at the beginning. And I'm really going to challenge us to think about Chase, Capital One, and maybe Amex. And we're going to build a strong foundation of transferable points. Once you've mastered that, then you can branch out. Rookie mistake number 5, ignoring your travel goals. This one is subtle, but it's important. If you don't know what you're working towards, a family trip, a luxury flight, a honeymoon, a Disney vacation, trips across the United States, you'll end up earning points that don't match your goals. Your strategy should always match your destination. We're going to build with purpose. So here's the big takeaway. We're not going to chase every card. We're not going to collect random points. We're not going to pay interest. And we're not going to rush. We're going to build a smart, flexible, intentional strategy that sets you up for long-term success. This is how we're going to go, folks, from clueless to confident. And this is how you start unlocking the kind of travel you never thought was possible. All right, friends. That's our very first episode of The Points Rookie. Today, we began building our foundation. We talked about who this game is for, how to get started, why transferable points matter, and rookie mistakes we're going to avoid. In episode 2, very exciting, we'll break down some best beginner credit cards so you can start earning these transferable points towards your travel goals. If you've enjoyed this episode, follow the show, leave me a review, share it with someone who wants to travel more for less. I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. Tell me the type of travel points and the miles that you want to earn. Dream big. Tell me where you want to go, who you want to take, and what memories you want to create. If you have a question, email me at lane@pointsrookie.com. I'd love to feature your question in an upcoming episode. This is just the beginning. We're going from clueless to confident together. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.